Welcome back to The London Perspective. I'm your host, Stefan. Today, we're going to be talking about an important topic that has been making headlines lately. Marina Gomberg, a columnist for the Salt Lake Tribune, wrote about the fight for trans youth and the parents who are advocating for them at the Capitol. As parents, we all have that primal urge to protect our children at all costs. But what happens when the threat is not a madman with a gun, but fear and its violent outcomes? Marina writes that transphobia is wreaking havoc in Utah and it's something we need to talk about. Marina writes about the struggle that parents of trans youth are facing in Utah. They are being vilified for seeking medical treatment for their children and are being accused of pushing their mental illness onto our youth. But as Marina points out, nobody is pushing this experience on anyone. We're just noticing it more because we have a name for it and we're seeing reflections of it in our media. As parents, we want what's best for our children, and that includes making sure they feel comfortable in their own bodies. But when our understanding of gender is oversimplified and the outcome of that discord is suicide, we need to have a conversation about it. Marina writes about the hypocrisy of those who are against trans youth getting access to healthcare. They say they're too young to make decisions that alter their bodies, but they don't have a problem with circumcising their boys or honoring tribal tattoos on young people. It's important to remember that these are not just decisions that parents are making for their children, but decisions that they're making with their children. The medical community, who are also being vilified, know best how to ease the discomfort of gender dysphoria in our young ones. As Marina points out, the erosion of our oversimplified understanding of gender is terrifying to those who benefit most from the patriarchy. But as a society, we need to be open to learning and understanding the experiences of trans individuals, including our youth. As parents, we need to advocate for our children and make sure they have access to the medical treatment they need. And as a society, we need to make sure that trans youth are protected and not vilified for who they are. In conclusion, the fight for trans youth and their parents is an important one and one that we need to continue to have a conversation about. As Marina writes, the threat is not a madman with a gun, but fear and its violent outcomes. As parents, we want to protect our children and make sure they feel comfortable in their own bodies. And as a society, we need to make sure that trans youth are protected and not vilified for who they are. To our listeners, I encourage you to read Marina's column and continue to have a conversation about this important topic. Thank you for tuning in to The London Perspective. Join us next week for more engaging discussions and expert interviews.